video. All right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Chad, whatever you need from me, let me know when you need it.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All right. We've already got a lot of people that are logging on. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is a big deal for all of us. Wow. Look at all the comments already. That is pretty impressive. Love it. Love it. Great to see you guys. We're going to get rocking and rolling here in just a moment. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to get logged on. And then we have some folks with us today that you guys haven't met yet. Some friends from Atlanta. We got Mike King on the show today because he's representing our buddies at the Village Theater. Very amazing sketch and improv theater. So you guys come on, log on. We're going to get rocking and rolling here in just a minute. What's up, KK? I see you. Hey, Rhonda. Elizabeth's in the house. We got so many. Phyllis. Hi, Phyllis. Mama Russo, also known as Shamama, is in the house. Rock and roll, baby. That's what's up. What's up, Nikki? What's up, Renee? We appreciate you guys being here today to help honor the good doctor. You guys can see there, that was one of his favorite photos with that lizard on his noggin.
Do you remember the name of that lizard, Chad? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Conchita.
Conchita, Consuelo. Excellent.
I don't know the name of the lizard. I literally just improvised that. I am available to hire. I'm totally kidding.
As you guys come in, we're going to start in about 1 minute. When you start doing hashtags for this one, let's do a hashtag Be the Change for Frank. I saw a couple people do that, and it inspired me to continue it. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll get started in 1 minute. You know what? I feel like I should light Kristen's candle that she got us. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and then we'll get started.
That's a solid idea. That's a solid idea. I wasn't going to say that Kristen got it for us. I was going to say there's a little angel out there that actually was looking out for us because she knows who she is. But you kind of gave that away, didn't you, jabroni?
That's what I do, Chad. I ruin lives.
You didn't ruin anything. I just didn't. She probably didn't necessarily want to be called out.
Well, it was actually originally going to be her birthday episode.
Wait, today was? Oh my gosh, today's your birthday, KK?
No, last week was. We're gonna get started in just a minute, and actually, I'm gonna. You know what, Chad? Are we ready to go?
I don't see why we wouldn't be ready to go, Senor.
All right, let's go ahead and get it started.
Let's do it.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone.
Sing along. Feel free to sing along. People around you. We're going to be introducing a gentleman in just a minute by the name of Dr. Frank Lockwood. He has been one of our favorite comments persons in the box. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Frank Lockwood.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hello. Hello.
What is that?
Hello. That's Scarlet Witch, baby. The most strong superhero or hero in the universe. Marvel universe, that is. Yes.
So cinematic loose stool. Yeah, that was hot. That was hot, son.
Yes.
Dr. Frank, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
So I'm an improv actor and family physician, and I'm located tonight in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm sitting in my lovely sunroom / chaise lounge with said spicy margarita in hand. I fully support you guys, and I am excited to be here because if anyone knows anything about superhero stuff, it's me.
Why did you ask if she got the joke? She's smarter than all of us except for Dr. Frank.
It's probably true. Yeah, it's true.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
This one, it tears at me emotionally. But I've got to go. And anytime there's a universe with Margot Kidder in it, even though God bless her little schizophrenia. But I I'm gonna, Terrence, kneel before Zod stamp. I mean, I'm sorry, kids.
Dr. Frank, I'm going to play you back down for a second. Actually, screw it. Stay here.
Oh.
You're going to ask. We're going to ask.
Brilliant. Oh, Brent. Good times. Hello, Liver.
Anytime you hear a swear word, you drink.
I'd like
Everybody.
to thank the Academy.
Okay.
I'd like to thank the Academy and all my supporters. Thank you. Oh, the thing.
Kid, you are good. You are really, really good.
That's come on.
He is going to win.
Oh, Frank is losing his mind. Yes, he's losing his mind.
Because I'm the only one that knows this.
Oh, yes.
This is between Thor Rag My Rocks and that of Deadpool.
What did you say?
Yes. Rag My Rocks?
Wow.
Yes. I like it and I approve of it.
Let's go ahead and do a drinking
Hey,
game.
not Doc Ock, but Doc Lock. We have Doc Lock in the house.
Yes. Hi. Poop on a shingle. I think I know what this is actually.
Go.
I got Deadpool for red lycra on that sweet brown mouse. I cried like a baby to the teat. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Lord, I'm blowing a vessel right now. I'm going to have an MRI soon.
Oh, God.
Endgame. Love you guys.
I love you, Frank. Thank you.
Frank, can you hear me yet?
Oh, absolutely. And I have been enjoying you.
Okay.
This show brought to you by Fosamax. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you guys. My husband is pulling me into the bedroom.
Oh, wow. That would be honey to the rest of us.
Love you, Doc.
Love
Bye,
you,
Doc.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry about that. Chad, Frank, #1 Frank fan. My name's Anthony. This is going to be a celebration. It's going to be a fun episode as much as we can. Chad, thank you so much for bringing Frank into our lives, first off. So thank you for that.
If you lose it, I'm going to lose it. You get that.
So
right?
I'm gonna explain my wardrobe first. So this jacket is something I wear at the end of any like major fun trip that I go on, and it's a celebration. So this is a celebratory episode. So I'm gonna laugh at my jacket in order to make sure that I can stay on target. So Chad, tell me a little bit about what incensed you besides Frank's funny comments. What incensed you to say Frank should be on the show with us?
Incensed? You mean inspired?
Both, yeah, either way.
Either way. So the inspiration was he was just, everything he touches turns to gold. He was going to do nothing. You saw it right there in the video that you put together, which, by the way, thank you for that. He's hilarious. So his comments on the side, you guys are going to see some of those. I believe we have that coming up in a little bit. He would always put these awesome comments. And I knew that he was amazing because I've been on stage with Dr. Frank. He's a fantastic improv comedian, very quick-witted, super smart, smarter than me. But that's not that tough to do. And I just knew he'd be fun. And the rest of us got along with him so well. And he dealt with our shenanigans. You were saying the other day when you were putting the videos together, dude, that unfortunately we stepped. It was probably me. I stepped on him on more than one occasion. And he's the best improv partner, and hosting is pretty much like a game of improv. It's very give and take. And he's the most amazing person and just this wonderful light. And that episode, he was so pumped about that episode because it was the superhero episode. And I've never, ever seen a grown man with a life-size Scarlet.
Yeah, that was awkward.
I'm not even saying it right. It's not the Scarlet Angel.
Scarlet Vixen, Scarlet Witch. Yes. Which was his favorite superhero? Yeah, I don't know. Same difference. Yeah.
I said it wrong too. It's fine. But I had never seen, literally he had the life-size doll, and I was not ready for that. But that's the thing. You never know what he's going to bring to the table. And, he never, ever, ever disappoints.
So before we start bringing people onto the screen, because we're going to show everybody that's with us, because we have pretty much anybody and everybody from Biscuits and Gravy to any of the other, like the Truth Will Set You Free and all those shows, and those that have hosted with him, essentially. He had a message with Be the Change, or resonated with. And we wonder why certain people come in our lives, and Frank is one of those. And for me, it was a fleeting moment. And 2020 is a very weird year, and we got to have these flashes of brilliance with friends of ours. And to be so close to somebody that I've only met for a short period of time shows you the impact that we can have on each other's lives. And I hope Serena is watching. Serena is why I think I've had such difficulty with Frank's passing.
Okay.
And that's in a positive way, because I know they were friends, and he consistently talked about the impact that what our little shows were doing, whether it was Biscuits and Gravy or talking about coming together and Truth Will Set You Free and communicating with people across party lines and all these different things, how much it meant to him, and it gave him hope and faith in the world. And I had one person ask me a couple weeks ago, they say, what's your why? And in the motivational world, everybody goes, what's your why? And a lot of people say their children, their family, survival. I realized my why was touching amazing human beings like Frank.
Yeah.
And by touching amazing human beings like him, allowing that just positivity and love to spread, that's my why. That's my motivation. Frank is why we do what we do. So with that, he was also, go ahead and introduce Village Theater, and let's go ahead and throw that up, because we are going to be Village Theater is accepting donations, and we'll talk more about that. But I'll throw the banner up, and Chad, explain a little bit about Village Theater and how you worked with Frank.
Absolutely, man. So we all got our start. We're getting ready to bring up my buddy Mike King in a moment. He's the co-owner of the Village Theater in Atlanta, and that's where Frank was from. For those of you that didn't know, he was right there in the Atlanta area, and he was a physician. So not only was he a doctor, a family practitioner, but he was an improv comedian. I met him about 16 years ago. It was when I was around 27-ish, 28-ish, so back when I was still handsome. And I actually got promoted into the group. There were different groups at the Whole World Improv Theater. That's where we all got our start. Mike and my buddy Blair have went on to start the Village Theater, which we'll be talking about more in just a moment. But I remember being so excited that I got promoted into the group that Frank was already in, because he had been there before me, and he was already super experienced and very talented, and he carried that through his entire improv career. So I was so pumped to join the Thursday group, as we called it. He was, him and my buddy Mark Mooney were in there, and I was just so pumped to be there, because it was like I felt like I was kind of almost in the major leagues, and he was just so welcoming and sweet and kind and nice. Mike King, the guy who we're getting ready to bring up, was the opposite of that. He was kind of a dick. So, but from his dickitude blossomed this amazing relationship, and now Mike King is one of my best buddies on the planet. So let's go ahead and bring up Mike.
We're gonna do Mike real quick. Yeah, let's do Mike, and then we'll do the Village Theater. So let's snap Mike in.
I like Mike. He's flicking me off. Is that what that is? Well,
Hey.
No.
That's you, Anthony. Anthony, I'm a huge fan of Anthony Russo. Chad,
that's great. Tell him why that I feel that way. It's because he actually had me iron his shirts when he was emceeing at the theater, and I was beneath him.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised, because
listen,
Mike's a client of mine. Mike was a client of mine, and he is not an easy client. I will tell you that right now.
Listen, start an improv theater company. It ain't easy.
So
I want to correct. Hang on, I want to correct the one thing that Chad said. Frank was not the best improv actor. What was great about Frank and why it was amazing to be on is that Frank did Frank better than anybody else. Great improv actor they consider can be any character at any time. Frank was good at being Frank, and when Frank was Frank, you couldn't compete with it, even if you were the best improv actor. There was a time he came out and the suggestion was something about California, and he's like, "Hello, I'm California, and I have an issue with you, Colorado." And I was like, "What the hell just happened? Are we states?"
Yep, you're a state.
So, but because of that, Frank made us better improv actors, if that makes sense, and that made us all better together. But to say he was the best, listen, I know I love Frank, and he would be like,
met
I'm not
him
the
as a
best.
person. He was
Oh,
a
yeah.
fantastic improv actor, but let's get to VT because that's what Anthony was asking about. In lieu of flowers, Village Theater will be accepting donations to honor Frank and Frank's memory, and that was what Frank and his husband Bernie wanted. Mike, can you tell us a little bit more about the Village Theater in Atlanta?
Yeah, the Village Theater was started with Frank and yourself, in 2008. And we really were kind of that offshoot of a different kind of brand of comedy where we let anything go at any time. And honestly, we named ourselves the Village Theater because we were going to end up in some part of the city. But it ended up being we had a village and we didn't realize it. We had a doctor, we had a lawyer, we had producers of television. We had a guy who maybe produced and gave out illegal substances at times. We had everything. We had a village.
Stop talking about Frank like that.
Yes. But but that's kind of how it was started. And really, we've kind of expanded from that where it was 13 people. Before the pandemic hit us, we were at 130 company members. And it's funny because 13 alumni, one of the most standout alumni that wasn't there anymore was Frank. And that's not me saying it because he's here. He just was. Whenever we did an alumni show, Frank came down. Whenever anybody had an idea and they asked Frank to be a part of it, he went out of his way to do it and then really support it and try and help it. That's kind of, you guys know. I mean, that's who Frank was.
That's one a parallel to.
Yeah,
what
I'm trying not to cry anymore, man. It's been
me too.
Hard, super hard.
I think if I keep talking, maybe it'll help. I don't know. We're gonna try it.
So
that was a parallel though between VT and this show is that he was just happy to be here. He kept saying, "Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of it." Like, dude, you're at the peak of this thing. People are tuning in just to see you. And that was true, and it was well earned.
Chad, were you there the night Al Qaeda won?
I'm sorry, what?
When did Al Qaeda win?
No, Al Qaeda won. Al Qaeda 1 to Al Qaeda 2. So one of the first nights, Frank. So we had all left the theater company we were at, and we were trying to continue to do improv. We were doing it at this dive bar. There's a longer story there. But Frank came out one night to support us, and he was just there to support. And we're like, well, Frank, you got to come upstairs. You got to say hi to everybody. We're warming up. We're having a little bit of fun. And two of our original cast members, Gil and Mark, started playing warm-up songs that had songs in it. So Frank would stick around because Frank likes to sing and get Frank engaged and let's have some fun with Frank. And then the next thing you know, we're like, hey, listen, Frank, we're going on in like 15, 20 minutes. Why don't you just jump on? He's like, I haven't done anything like that. I can't be a part of that. Like, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. You're Frank. What are you worried? So he gets on, and the way the stage was built that we were performing on, once you went to stage right, you couldn't get back, and you were stuck there. So Frank is doing a scene. He gets stage right. He's stuck on stage right, and our buddy Chris Clabo sees Frank on the other side. Again, Frank can only be Frank on stage. And the scene is going, and I'm going to say Chad and I are doing a horrible scene because it was probably Chad and I doing a horrible scene. And Chris recognizes this horrible scene, and he calls out to save it, and he's like, Al Qaeda 1 to Al Qaeda 2. Al Qaeda. And the only person on the other side of the stage that can help him out is Frank. And Frank's just like, I can't do that. And he's politely like not saying anything. And then all of a sudden, Frank just doubles down and he goes, hello, it's Al Qaeda 2. How do I help you? Without missing a beat, Chris is like, oh, good. You've kept the character. Oh, the infidels will never know you're a gay man in America. And he's laughing as a gay guy. And the scene that was supposed to be taking place on stage was nothing to what was happening on the side. And that was the power of Frank.
Yeah.
He was just himself. And if you accepted Frank as Frank, you were on for one hell of a ride. So I didn't want to forget saying that. So anyway, so Frank's husband asked us to put it up. We're going to create a musical, a scholarship at the Village Theater We're also going to help for the general fund of the theater company since it's been closed since March. And actually, Frank did one of the last shows at VT, which was a gong show we did, and he was a judge, and he killed it.
Oh yeah.
So, sorry.
So let's you guys have a video of him. No, you're good. Let's go ahead and throw that up. Aaron is helping me produce this. He's actually doing the production. So let's go ahead and throw up that video because I think he says something important in there.
I just remember joy. Even though I was a physician and I was doing great work, I wanted more. I wanted to get more out of life. The fact that you were affecting people, even though it may have been forgotten, in 5 minutes or whatever, some things will always be carried by other people around. And because I don't have kids or I don't have a legacy per se in a genetic form, I think in an emotional form, that's where I really started to kind of feel like I'm really influencing people. I have a mission. I'm making people laugh. I know it's a temporary thing, but it fed my soul.
I want to be as temporary as Frank thought he was. I mean, yeah.
Well, Frank, and to Bernie, if you don't think you had a legacy, you 100% do, with more people than anybody with children can possibly imagine. So with that, we are going to bring on, at least just have everybody wave, because I did something stupid, which was try to set up a schedule, because I had a feeling this was going to be the way things go. But we want to see everybody is here. So everybody that hosted a show with him is here. So bring everybody on. Everybody's going to wave real quick, but we'll talk to you guys later. So we got KP, we got Curtis, and of course, Mr. Cashley Kelly, looking like the cowboy that he is, and Aaron Smalls is saving my life and back. Thank you guys very much, and thank you guys for your help. Thank you guys for being a part of it. So one more real quick Frank wave. We've got a lot of videos coming up of him, some highlights. You'd be amazed how many highlights that gentleman has in a 2-month span. So Aaron, if you could leave up Chad, me, and KP, and Mike. Get out of here, Aaron. Get out of here.
That's not nice to Aaron.
Handsome man backstage.
Right, yeah. Tell the handsomest one to be backstage. That's fine.
Oh, you want me to leave? No?
I got to tell you, I'm new to this, but I got to say, KP looks pretty goddamn fuckable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I can say.
Your Venmo is on the way.
Okay. KP, how about you've been so Biscuits and Gravy, we'll talk very briefly about that in a second, but you're the fashionista of the show. That's how this really random, weird 2020 show started. So you always had something dapper to wear, and today I think you've got a special outfit that you wanted to wear just for Frank.
Well, I would find, depending on the film style that we were reviewing, I would try and dress up in that thought, but now we're doing a tribute show, so I thought I should be my dressed up normal self. But Frank would always type in before he came on the show, "You look nice, you're wearing pants." And the answer is, today for you, Frank, no, I'm not.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, definitely not wearing
I
no
love
pants.
it.
So Chad, so I'm going to say this is how this started with everything that was going on. We were like, let's do something positive.
Yeah.
Be the Change was something I've been working on for 4 years, but I love Chad. I love Ken. Mike's an okay client that I only want to stab once in a while, but he's also brilliant and he's hilarious. So I'm kidding. And we also had Matt Troyer, and we're like, let's start adding. Are you stabbing him? What's going on? Oh, that was good.
That was
You guys are definitely improv. So we started doing this show. We're like, let's do movie reviews, Chad and I, and then we're like, we need to bring our friends because none of us have anything to do. So we named the show Biscuits and Gravy, and which was kind of on a whim. And I'm Gravy. That's Biscuits. And then we said we need to bring Kenny on, and then we said we need to bring Matt on as well, and that's how it all started. But
hang on one second. You can't have a guy that is nicknamed Biscuits that goes, "What's up?" Biscuits can never be allowed to say, "What's up?"
That's the juxtaposition of it.
No. A guy with a nickname Biscuits can never go, "What's up?" Unless you're a little tiny poodle dog.
What's up?
No. Yeah. So with all that
What a
said,
Black 7.
Can you know this? It was his comments that honestly, because Chad just shared this, and for some odd reason Frank picked up on it. So tell me a little bit about what you thought of his comments in the box, and then let's go ahead and play a video of all his comments. Kenny,
it's really simple. I mean, we had a show with the three of us numbskulls, and we were talking about movies and bantering between each other. And there was somebody that Chad invited to watch, and the comments became funnier and funnier than the three hosts of the show. So we had to fucking put him on the show because he was funnier than all three of us.
Yes.
This is an adult show.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's fucking true.
Now I feel left out.
Yeah, it's okay. Yes.
Here's my single thought on the whole process. Once Frank joined the show, and this has never happened in my entire life. When Frank was on the show, I innately spoke less. That's never happened in my entire life.
Chad and I didn't. We didn't. We talked over him all the time. Yes, Mike.
No, when in a scene with Frank, you just serve Frank up. That's all you do. It's just like serve the master and let him just start. Yeah, exactly.
So let's play the comments. We can talk about them afterwards. Aaron, go ahead and roll that hilarious comment.
Beautiful bean footage.
Beautiful bean footage. It's coming, just like the beans.
I know it's in there somewhere.
There's been so many comments that you had on the side that are absolutely brilliant.
Okay, that's it. That's the right one. My bad. Sorry.
But Children of Men is still Liquid Cinematic Stool.
Yes. That's actually the best one.
That's the way it all started, people.
Yep, it is. So, Troyer's dead to me. Curtis is my new virtual crush.
Oh yeah.
The Tank.
Correct.
See, I love that Ken's the only one that got that one. Everybody else is like, who's Susan Lucci? That's great.
I know who Susan Lucci is. Frank had your car. Just react to Frank working his tool. Is that why you got excited?
I'll go to Village Theater. Yes, shout out to Village Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. That is the improv theater that I helped found. So I love you, Dr. Frank. Frank Lockwood is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Put that up on the screen.
Sounds like the doctor gave a.
God, that's good.
A laxative? Were you going for laxative there?
Shia LaDud.
Yes! My favorite.
Nice.
Capital W, Frank.
God, I want to know what medical school he went to, because whatever it is, they taught more than just basic doctoral education. He is a brilliant son of a bitch. All right. So we've got.
I will, Frank.
Who's riding shotgun?
Next packages with my image on them in the other room, and he was there to teach kids that most microorganisms are good for you, not bad for you.
God bless it. It takes on such a new meaning right now.
Hasn't figured it out yet.
Phyllis and Frank are now both sharing Terrence Stamp love, so that's good.
Well, I love both of those people. So yeah, Phyllis and Frank, they're in a special group. They're amazing.
And apparently this is what I took out of KP's comment, which was a little confusing. Then I realized what he meant. But dirty man. Frank, you could write jokes for us any day. Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, any parting words by our cast of characters here?
Only if Frank's available Friday night, I think we need to have him on as a special guest. So, Chad, 100%. Set that up if he's not working.
Well, that's all she wrote on that one. So that's how it all started, was us all of a sudden going, he should be on the show. Why not? Matt's like, and well, then Matt got a job, and I guess we're no longer friends with him.
That was one thing that I missed from that, and you guys who've been watching the show, you can attest to this. But he used to mess with Matt. He used to flirt with Matt, and that was one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah,
that he would do, because Matt would get uncomfortable a little bit because he was like, seriously, are you for real? No, but it was funny because he did it several times, and obviously Matt loves him to pieces, as we all do and did. So yeah, that was a fun thing too.
And there's a life lesson there, because I was handsome until he met Matt. So that's the last 20 years of my life.
No, that's all you're in your imagination. So the last thing before we're going to start introducing everybody else, Curtis, Aaron, Cash, etc. Curtis is coming up next. One more reminder. Again, in lieu of flowers, Frank didn't want anything, or according to Bernie, Frank didn't want anything except for give to Village Comedy. And I know we already talked about kind of where that's going to go, and a scholarship for it's going to be great, and it's something that Frank would want to carry on. And yes, we're lighting candles for him.
Yep.
Thank you, Kristen Commander, and happy birthday last week. And with that said, with our group, with Be the Change and all of our crew here, we are going to be donating $300 total. We scrapped it together in this time of financial duress. But we're going to give $300 to the Village Theater in his name. And anybody that actually does give, obviously you don't have to, but thank you so much. And put hashtag Be the Change for Frank if you're able to put it in that box. If that's cool. You have a cat behind you. Super weird.
Yeah, this is LT, right? LT.
It's not Biscuits. Looks like
Lauren Taylor.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and bring Curtis up. Curtis and Aaron can come on at the same time if they like. But Curtis, come on up to the stage.
Come on over. Come on over.
Hey, Mike, for every $300 you give me to come on stage, I'll give you $200 back down in Atlanta.
Wait, say that again?
For every $300 you give me to come on stage, I'll give you $200 back.
I think that's a fantastic deal. Let's start that. My improv actors here locally want that deal. So once we can work that out.
That deal.
Did you spell village without an E on the end?
Yes, that was on purpose.
Okay. Cool.
That's Polish.
It's French.
Village.
So
Back to Nordic.
I'll explain the joke since Curtis's joke is mediocre. His point was for people to donate to the Venmo, and he made his own Venmo that's one L. So that's kind of okay. We got it.
Yeah,
right,
it's mediocre like that explanation. All right.
Hang on.
Okay.
LT feels about that's how LT feels about that.
All right. What do we got? Let's Curtis.
Falling asleep.
He looks like Spock. That's super weird. Curtis, you and me have known each other for a long time. We started doing some of the streaming stuff together at the beginning of whatever this 2020 was. And you got to be on a couple shows with Frank. So this is your time to talk about what he meant to you.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the show before he got brought on, and I saw some of the comments, and I was like, whoa. I don't know if I can laugh at that because I don't want to get canceled. You know what I'm saying? Later down the road. I'm just being honest.
We all felt that way.
I realized then he was of the homosexual village. Because like Village Theater. Come on, guys. Come on.
Hey, listen. Curtis
I'm not a comedian. I'm not a comedian. It's all right. Everybody's laughing in the comments. I see 120 comments. But anyway, I was just very nervous at first, and then I realized again that Frank was really cool, and when he came on the show, it was hilarious. I didn't know he was in Atlanta, and I'm like, oh, you're in Atlanta? Of course he would be in Atlanta because that's where all the cool people come from, isn't it right, Chad? Just saying,
Yeah,
So
I lived there for a while, so yeah.
Look, Aaron, he took everybody's girl. But yeah,
well, I can see why.
I could, Frank. I'll just keep it like I talk too much. Frank was awesome, and I just loved how he was very. A lot of people didn't know he was doing some of the Venmo, the doing the money for Be the Change, which to me is a big part because it's. A lot of people always, I want to be cool, I want to help, I want to be fun, but a lot of people don't put their money where their mouth is. And that's something that, oops, sorry. Shut up. Watch. Gosh, watch. I know I did it.
I'll be honest.
Gosh.
It's time
Frank would
to
be very
walk.
disappointed.
Sorry. I was working. I had a workout.
If you
didn't
only burn 140 calories, Frank's someplace is getting real pissed off right now.
It's the third 140
calories.
Day.
That is the best argument I've ever heard to not working out.
Hold on. I burned 1,600 calories a day. Anyway, why y'all? This is about Frank, not my calories.
I had one glass of wine.
Shit. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, Aaron.
I'll let my watch talk.
Aaron, you got to see him in the comments on Truth Will Set You Free, and obviously when you joined some of the shows, talk to Frank.
Yeah, I was on for some of the shows with him. I was mostly like kind of in the background, like producing for some of those. and then just back and forth with the comments. But I mean, it's crazy in this world that we're in where we're so far apart, but we're learning how to be connected in such a different way. And Dr. Frank's energy and everything about him was just, it just fit the mold of the group. And like everyone in this group like fits together a certain way. And I think that's why we do the shows that we do, and everyone kind of plays their part to make it amazing. And that's why it's a village. See, Curtis, that's how you do it. And it takes a village to make it work. And that's definitely what he did. And you have to earn the title of doctor. And he definitely earned so much with us and the word awesome. I get so mad at people when they use the word awesome because it like depreciates it. And the word awesome, it does. For Dr. Frank, he earned that word awesome. So we're going to see so much more about Dr. Frank throughout this. And I know I'm going to try not to cry, but I definitely know these guys might cry. But this is all about Dr. Frank. So thank you guys for being here. And donate if you guys can.
Try spending 20 hours creating videos. Yeah, try not to cry on that one.
He's done that before.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know if he cried all the way through it.
I forgot with him on.
All right, we're going to leave all of us on. We'll be introducing Cash after we do this video coming up. So this one is going to be highlights. This one's a fun one. Some Frank highlights from the first few episodes that he was in. So Aaron, if you can, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hell
yeah.
You know, I was playing Jenga with Keisha Knight Pulliam and Kelly LeBrock, and we were discussing the same that makes my man kitty purr. So I would totally just say, and it's just lovely to have you back, Chad, in my life, and whoever this other guy is.
Yeah. That guy. Oh, I missed you, buddy. I'm glad to see your face on a regular basis. That is
the same.
Totes adorable.
He said that because of the mustache.
It's time.
Oh, I thought you were passing gas there.
No.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you've been asking, because I'm going to call this segment of the show "Drop It or Pop It." So in the magma and the core of the earth, there's a mean monster, and they have to, and then the sea station is all ruined. And
oh, that's a fun
man, I was really getting into it, and he froze.
He was making a shitty movie entertaining.
How are you still eating?
Incredibly bad. I was rooting for the monster at one point. I was like, eat them all. Eat them all. Have them as a snack. They're low carb, low fat. I was like, they're on the paleo diet. Love it. Good. I was having a delicious lunch with Portia de Rossi of a leaf of lettuce. And we were talking about Elizabeth Banks over that lunch.
And pop vocal group performs at the wedding and Bridesmaids. What pop vocal group performs at the wedding?
Boyz II Men. Okay, that was your
Carney
teaser.
Yes, there we go.
I'm pretty sure Frank was never going to be on American Idol. That was not.
Oh, boo.
Stick with the whole doctoral day job.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. It's a good idea. My parents told me that too.
What?
What? I'm sorry?
Come again?
Okay.
Something about a dildo. I'll help you out. Something about a dildo.
Yeah, no, I got it. So, anyways, in his underwear.
Caribbean Queen.
Oh my
Caribbean
God.
Queen.
This was a moment that I
Loser
like to
by
call
Beck.
a confection erection. This was delicious man candy. Jumping all around in white tidy whities. I was like, yep, I'm gay.
What's
like
the pony? Is that called the pony?
No, it's called Swinging Richards.
Oh, different strip club. Got it. Okay.
Yep, got it. Right. Yep. Not the pink pony. Wrong chromosomes.
Yeah. Lowest common denominator. Are you sure?
Very good, Chad. I'm going to give you that one. Absolutely.
The Biggest Little Farm. Anybody?
No.
Is it about midgets? No. Are tiny people?
I think
and I'm allowed to make fun of myself, which I do very frequently.
I mean, like,
Let's go out on the lanai.
which one was that?
Rose,
Dorothy.
Piazza.
Yeah.
Rose.
We're going to be doing
I'm so
Denzel.
good. I've had several men in my bed tonight in my boudoir. That's planned. Sure. Okay. I was like, she always learned. She's always paid it forward when she was with me, and she used to make me Christmas cookies every year, and it really kind of touched my heart. It was a form of paying it forward. So I have made a contribution to Be the Change. I want to help it foster it and keep it going, and help somebody else pay it forward again. So
what's up, Faith?
Yay! Faith Martin! Yay! Come on, Faith, keep trying.
You got to have faith. Faith.
Wow.
Oh,
Faith.
Dr. Frank, who is
I was gonna nail this series like John Travolta at a college men's gymnastics tournament.
Oh,
but
commentary. Yeah.
Ken has taken out a 9 wedge. Looks like
The fact that you called it a 9 wedge makes it even better.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff, Dad.
Nothing starts great. You don't start great. You get great.
Really good. Dr. Frank, what's going on right now?
I'm just pointing up to you. I'm trying to give you props. Exploding! Hello!
So we're going to have a special guest.
When you come to my office, you don't just get a visit, you get a show. So it's like,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's good stuff.
Oh, my God.
Mike, you don't get to watch the show very much. I know you've seen a couple, but he's funny.
I mean, yeah, he is. You know what I see? Honestly, what you guys got to see is what we got backstage. Yeah. That was Frank just being Frank and having a moment and letting his guard down and just being himself. And knowing, I guess the only thing I could tell you guys is that he felt obviously extremely comfortable because that is Frank being just completely open and honest and going, I really don't care if you laugh or don't laugh. I think it's funny. I don't mean to offend. We're moving forward. Get over yourself. And that's the guy. Look, listen, he's my family practitioner. And when I turned 40, I had to go to his office. And he was like, and it was one of those moments where it was just like, oh, Michael, well, you're 40, and we're gonna have to have a moment here today. And he literally got me to the edge of it, and then he stopped and goes, and my assistant's gonna come in because I'm not checking you. I'm not doing that. And this beautiful, and I'm not gonna lie, like this beautiful 30-year-old woman comes in. She's like, "Hello, it's time to check you." I'm like, "Oh my God, I love my doctor."
Oh, well, at least we know you're into that. That's cool. I mean, regardless who's doing it, not my favorite time of the year. So.
Hey, listen, it doesn't make a difference. As long as it's not Frank and all of a sudden it's changed out with a 30-year-old. And no pun intended.
I get, I gotcha.
Wait,
all right.
Your favorite time of the year? My doctor makes me come in once a month for those. Is that?
Anthony is not a doctor.
No.
By the way, did you know that I read the Martin Short autobiography? Martin Short, Steve Martin, Tom Hanks, and a bunch of other guys literally get together like once a year, the night before, and all hang out because they all have to go through the process together.
Interesting.
Just thinking about it,
brilliant
guys,
idea.
It might be something for you guys to do when you get back together. Just saying, you're getting to that age.
Hey guys,
it's definitely at that age.
So does that mean that I put my finger in Chad's butt? Chad puts his finger in Ken. No, it's not. That's no. Oh, it's the thumb. Oh, got it. No. It's like bowling. Got it.
Yeah, and I'm going up, so I'm going up above me.
Did you just put your arm up, or is that a chicken wing?
Oh God.
Come on. What? Wait.
Good thing I got some of this.
Jesus.
Dr. Fields.
All right. So what happened with Be the Change over the last couple of months is things changed. We went from having 13. I'm disgusted by what's going on right now. I'm not going to lie.
He brought the moisturizer. I'm new to this.
Wow.
I'm going with it.
That seemed pretty confident there.
Wow, moron. I'm loving it.
Oh, God.
Did KP just go wild moron? All right. I'm ready to go.
So this show that we did with Biscuits and Gravy and then we started with Truth Will Set You Free was kind of therapy for us. This is a really rough year, and we had an audience of about 11 people per live, and it was fun. But it was the ability for us to get together and hang out. It was as close as we had. And then I got lucky and met a gentleman by the name of Cash by having a video shared from Cash Lee Kelly, and somehow he picked up a message, and we started doing political shows together, which brought a whole new audience to get to not only know what our message was, but to know Frank.
And now we're matching pajamas.
And yes, exactly. So we're gonna welcome Cash because I know him and I after Frank passed, we had a lot of discussions about and Chad and I couldn't talk because we couldn't make it through a single moment at all. So
okay, later, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. So Cash and I took some time to talk and just how Frank can change people's lives. So I'm gonna bring Cash up to the stage and he's gonna welcome everybody.
You guys just killed me right now. I'm back here. I'm literally jumping in my seat, cracking up, bro. Hey, Mike.
Don't boost his ego.
Take it, Anthony.
Now I get to give it to Chad.
Oh my God. Oh
Here
my
you go,
God.
Chad. Here you go, Chad.
Hang on, Chad. This is the most you're gonna get in a long
Chad, there
time.
you go. Grab it.
Jeez, that's.
Oh, he's married. He doesn't know what to do with pussy comes at him that fast. Okay. This is an adult show.
Disclaimer. Hashtag disclaimer.
Hashtag disclaimer.
He's so mad. So
before you talk a little bit, Aaron, I don't know if everybody's got a drink, but since we finally have everybody on right now, and also with
hold on, wait for me to get my phone.
we got some Patron with that hat. That's only fitting.
Wait, hang on. I have to let Cash talk first. I have to pour my drink out.
All right, go for it. All right, Cash. Before you take that shot and you become incoherent, go ahead and tell us a little bit about how Frank affected you.
Well, look, I got to know Dr. Frank for a short amount of time, man, and literally the first day that I met him on the show, he was. I was about to say he touched me, but you guys might take that literally. Seeing how the show is going. But no, seriously, man, he impacted me straight up in my heart, bro. He brought just sincere, genuine good vibe to your life when you got to talk to him. He made you smile, literally, and he was great, man. He was great. That's why I wore this hat, because he loved the shit out this hat when I wore it in my Cowboy Cash video. And when I talked to him on the phone, he goes, "Hey, Cash, I see that you're wearing a hat. By any chance, are you?" I was like, "No, Dr. Frank, I'm not. No, I'm not." And then he was like, "Oh, I was just wondering because that's something that I would wear. I like the hat." I laughed, you know what I'm saying? And I got to talk to him maybe 3 times on the phone, you know what I'm saying? And then everything else was right here with how we're doing this right now. But each time that I got to talk to him, he had me cracking up. And it got to the point where, remember when we would break off after Biscuits and Gravy, I was like, "Yo, man, Dr. Frank, I love you, bro. Like, straight up, I love you." He was just a good guy.
You were one of the last. I think you were the last one. I don't know. Maybe Chad and Mike might be different, but out of our group, I believe you might have been the last one to actually have a phone conversation with him. Because I remember he was on a little bit of medication, and he texted me. He's like, "I feel so terrible. I kept calling Cash. I'm on too much medication right now." And he took So you did. I mean.
I was just
like Kesha right now.
While he was in there, while he was, in the hospital, it made me feel good that I did get to talk to him. So I was worried about him, man. I feel like all of you guys, since I met all of y'all, you guys feel like family to me. I wonder how you guys are doing. I wonder how I can help. I just like being here with you guys. It's like sitting around a bunch of my friends, like brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I considered Dr. Frank to be like a brother to me. I really did. And I wish I would have got more time with him. Made me very sad when he passed, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I wish that he didn't. I wish he was, right here.
All right. Well, we're gonna play a serious video of him in a second because he did this. He stopped the show to talk about the movie Philadelphia and just kind of a little bit about his life. And I want to play that video. But I do want to have a drink with everybody real fast. This is your cheers. And if you're watching at home and have a beverage, this would be the time. Aaron, did you get yours yet? You good? Good. All right. Chad, you know what? I didn't warn you on this one. Would you like to have the honors? You brought Chad into our lives in this group. I know I put you on the spot. Will you take it?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to give it my best. But to one of the kindest, most wonderful spirits that I've ever come across. God bless you, buddy. We'll see you again.
You're here. Oh, that's good.
You're a dickhead. You could have warned me that was coming.
I didn't think about it.
I didn't think about it. That's fine.
I'm getting more wine.
Yep.
Okay.
We're all going to need it. Can you send some to 14?
That's my fault. That's my fault. I should have told you that we get better ratings when we get here. It's my fault.
I knew that he was going to try and pork me at some point on this.
Yeah, that's Anthony.
Yeah, no.
I gotta get some more Gatorade. I worked out.
All right, we're gonna go and play the video of Frank being serious. Aaron, I'll go ahead and hit it. I got it. I got the control on this one, so I got it. This is Frank talking about Philadelphia. Go ahead, Dr. Frank.
This is a doctor.
So I'm going to intensify. I'm not going to be funny on this part at all about the difficulties, because I lived in that world. I took care of those people, and it was so true to heart. And I think about that the very last few minutes of the film. Even if you took everything away, where you know something is not going to happen to the main character, and they show this kid, Tom Hanks as a child, and they play this beautiful song as they show little movies and clips of him, and I can't stop weeping and crying audibly, and it reminds us how we all start as these beautiful, innocent people, and hopefully, God, we get to keep that. And you flip backwards at that point, back into the movie, and you realize this is the guy that grew up from that. And he is this beautiful soul. And he does have beautiful relationships. And his life, it has meaning. It has worth. Between Denzel and Tom Hanks, prejudices, biases, and slowly melts them away in the course of an hour and a half, and also brings to light truths about the gay community in the 80s, about how we as men tried to, and it's not painted pretty, it's painted truthfully, how we tried to find our own comfort in our sexuality and tried to find other people, and the way that, and they are very explicit about how Tom Hanks acquires this, and they bring it out in a courtroom, and they do not make it pretty. And it's not it was not a pretty time. I can tell you from the number of people that I took care of and that were alone, and just to see, and that's, if I have one little thing with it, I love the fact that he has Antonio Banderas. I saw so many people leaving alone in this life. And I celebrate the fact that on those rare occasions, and I did have patients like in that rare occasions that had the special relationship that Tom Hanks has with Antonio Banderas. And I'll just play back to a scene where they've won the case, and Denzel is looking over at the two of them, not making out and like being like ooshy gooshy. They're just in each other's arms, and it's simple. And it makes sense. And even if you're the most jaded person in the world, it has to pull at your heart. And then you flash towards the end. And if you leave there without your world being changed, your paradigm, because I still hear the things in that movie that get reverberated, the jokes that are told about gay people. They still happen today. They still do. It's less. Times are changing. It's still painful even to watch it, but I choose to watch it, and I want to watch it, and I want to celebrate the spirit of that relationship that he had, and the spirit of being able to conquer.
If I wasn't going to vote for Philadelphia already after hearing that, I would be voting for it now. Thank you so much. I love you, Dr. Frank.
And I love you, Chad. And I love everybody out there.
I think that's all bullshit. I'm writing in bachelor party.
Put what your mom set up. Put what your mom set up.
I know. Yep. Yeah. So she listened to Dr. Frank. She just changed her vote.
I lived it. I loved the time that I had back then, in the sense that I know that I helped people, and this movie reverberates through that.
Well, there it is. Chad, you guys had a conversation right after that was the first time probably before this that everybody cried on one episode. Do you want to intro that, or do you want me to just play it?
I think it's easier to just play it because it kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then I'll talk about it afterwards if I can hold it together. But just throw it up there.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Let's see. Here goes nothing.
Before you go with the deciding vote, I want to briefly mention that a little bit about Dr. Frank and that how he helped change my mindset, because he met me a long time ago. If you guys don't know, we were theater buddies. We were performing improv in the same theater, and this was about 16 years ago. So I grew up in a conservative household. Like my mom, very, very religious. My dad, almost as religious. So when I came to the theater, we had people from different backgrounds coming together, and people that I wasn't used to interacting with. And I can tell you that Dr. Frank helped shape my worldview, helped shape who I am as a person because of how amazing he is. And I just love you, buddy.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Dad. Okay. Let's do some funny stuff.
We have our first.
I'm glad you're here, Doc. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, you're not just funny, but you actually.
10-12 Magnum PI minus mustache.
You're a little bit like Tom Hanks. You could be a comedian and you could bring the drama all at the same time. Fantastic jobs, guys. Yep.
Woo. Okay. Cool.
Maybe I'll let you take a beat, Cash, if you're okay talking about it. You and I had a chat. Son of a biscuit. You and I had a chat about your upbringing, and you guys aren't typically around gay people, homosexual people, and Frank, what he kind of changed in your mind. If you're okay talking about it, since we're not.
Yeah. I was kind of like a homophobe for a while because, some stuff that happened to me when I was younger. So I thought like gay people were child molesters. And I got over that, but I was still like, I got a cousin that's gay. I got a couple friends that are gay, and I don't mind being around gay people that act still like their masculinity is still there or whatever. But with Dr. Frank, man, I don't know. I just felt so comfortable to be around him. He gave me this. He let me. I don't know. It was a weird way of him letting me know, like, yo, man, it's all right. Just his vibe. I just felt like if I seen him, I would give him a hug. You know what I'm saying? Just how much laughter he brought to me and the overall like spirit that he had. You know what I'm saying? He was different, man. He changed my perspective on things. He made me feel a little more healed. You know what I'm saying? With myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Would Cash would it be fair to say Frank had this ability to not let people see if you were gay or straight or anything? It was like, I am who I am. If you like me, then let me. Then you should know. Right, and like to me, Frank was always like the reason I bring it up is like when Bernie asked us to have money donated to the theater, it was like somebody in the original cast was like, we should do a LGBTQ kind of scholarship, and a couple of us were not a majority of us were like, no, That is not what he wants. He wants you to look at everybody the exact same. And then when you see them as exactly the same as somebody else, then you can go, you know what? I'm gay. I'm straight. I'm black. I'm this. I'm that. But if you can't see them in the view the first time, then you can't put them in a category.
Exactly.
And we had a couple of guys, Chad knows, we had a couple of guys we came up with that were definitely rednecks. And, you know, you could say white trash. You could say whatever you want. It's a person. It doesn't make a difference to the race.
Right.
And by the end of it, their impact on Frank's impact on them, we had an incident where the faggot was used on stage. To young gay men, that's a huge problem. To older gay men, they don't care why. It was used so much, it runs off. But somebody then said, "Would you say it to Frank?"
Mm.
And there was that beat, just like we had. It was like, no, I would never say it to Frank. Why? Then why would you say it to anybody?
Right. You know,
like it's the same, and that's the impact that word, and that changed a cultural thing for us at the theater, where it was like, cool, if you want to say that word, say it. You got to know why you're saying it, and you got to be able to say it to Frank.
You know
and
why?
Frank had no problem with the word.
You know, another thing, man, like that I really, really loved about Dr. Frank, because with me, like race, you know, race is a big issue these days, right? It's becoming an issue with like the media. And what I like to do, like me and Russo on a regular, when we talk, you know, we make jokes, we laugh about race. And I really love how Dr. Frank was able to use him being gay as comedy, like the way that he presented it, and some of the stuff that he would say before, like before I would scratch my head, you know, if anybody else would have said it, I would be like, hold on now, like he even made jokes towards me. And before I would get offended, but I cracked up, you know what I'm saying? It just cracked me up because his spirit, bro. You don't meet a lot of people with the kind of spirit that he had. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that we did. I really do. And he was so just bright, man. Like his aura was just bright.
He could come at a situation and give you the brutal, honest truth that was so offensive if you didn't know him. And then at the same time, be a pillow to land in when you had the biggest trouble in the world. And he was the same human being. And because he was the same person at the same time, you trusted everything he said.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know, we've been joking or talking. We lost a cast member. I lost the best. I can't say best friend because that's not fair to him. Like I wasn't good enough to be a human being. But what we lost is this touchstone of, hey, what is truth? And I need truth in this, no matter what it does to me. And he could tell you the truth, and you could be scared, and he could protect you. And then also tell you, you're completely fucking wrong and you're an asshole and you should change. Okay, thanks. But it's going to be okay.
Yeah, he was one of the most authentic people I've ever met. It's exactly what you're saying, Mike, just differently. But like just the honesty, the truth, the authenticity. There was never a fake moment with Frank. It was 100% real. You always knew what you were getting.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that I went to a wedding that he officiated, and I'm going to change the topic ever so slightly because I got to officiate his wedding. But I went to a wedding he officiated for our friend Justin Hall and Liz Hall. And Justin is, to say the least, not a Madonna fan, but the entire ceremony was based on Madonna lyrics. It was the greatest experience I have ever had in my entire life.
That's good.
If you knew Justin, that would be even funnier.
Okay, so
he could talk to you about Philadelphia, and then he can infuse share.
There's a phrase that I actually learned for the first time last week, and I guess they call it "What's your come from?" And I think I'm getting it right. Come from, and it's the ability to be able to make jokes and relate to people. And Frank had the most genuine, authentic come from, because there's nothing he couldn't get away with saying because you knew where he was coming from, which was a place of love. And I consider myself pretty good at it, but Frank is somebody that shut up, Ken.
Frank tells the truth.
Frank was the master of it, and watching him and how he interacted and how he could say things to Cash and how he could say things to Curtis. And yeah, I'm pointing that out because they're black. I get it, because they're two black guys.
I didn't notice. Shit.
Thanks for making a race issue, Anthony.
You're not going to keep on identifying us by an adjective such as color. So
and I am brown. Thank you. Just let you know that if you can't see color.
I'm mocha, like
and by the way, I'm pasty ass.
You might want to go with dark brown. Maybe dark brown.
Oh,
I am 98% cacao, dark chocolate, 0 milk chocolate.
I didn't even know
coconut milk. I have coconut milk.
I didn't even know Curtis was still up there.
Almond milk.
I don't even think there's a cow that had like black and white spots that was affected by you. You have nothing, none.
I'm dairy free.
On a real quick serious note, because Anthony tried to kick it to me earlier and I was struggling. In a world where you don't always get to tell somebody what they meant to you, it was pretty cool.
So we're gonna skip ahead.
Yeah, you just failed, Chad. You failed, Chad. I got a tear in my eye, Chad. You failed.
If you guys
dark chocolate, yes.
We're gonna go ahead and start allowing guys. I'm gonna look because I haven't been able. I can't just go back in all the comments. So right now, if the people and the great thing about what this platform has given us and just the ability to talk, and thankfully Cash brought some of his following over here, is he got Frank in his last couple months. I say this, it's
fucked up.
COVID.
I'll say it straight up, man. It's fucked up. Frank should be on this planet, and a lot of us should not be. And I'm one of those human beings.
True that.
Oh, I'm so glad you said it before me, Mike, because I have 200 people that needed to go before Frank, but I was afraid to say it out loud. 200.
Oh, dude, I could sit here for the rest of the time of this and go, without even making a fucking thinking about it. There are human beings. Somebody asked me, tell me something about Frank, and I said there were 13 people that started my theater company. 12 of them should have died. And there's not a fucking one of them that would argue with me. You arguing, Chad?
No. God.
I should have died before Frank. Claybo should have died before Frank.
Yes,
every single one of us should. Blair, Mark, Emily. Fucking Emily should have died before Frank.
That's horrible. She's the sweetest. Chad, you're going to hell.
Chad, I think Mike's a better friend to me than you are, maybe.
Wait, what now?
Maybe I would like Mike more than you. It's possible.
More than me?
Completely.
100%. Possible.
Oh, just because he's a clown asshole? Is that what you're talking about?
Fuck Nut Above Me has like Health Class Fitness 101 as his fucking email address.
He does. World class fit. It's true. Don't put it out there. We don't want to get hate.
Here you go, Mike. Here you go, Mike.
Little doctor, little lather. So right now, I would love, because I didn't know we were all gonna to kill ourselves for Frank. I was just gonna say I'm happy that he blessed so many people, but Mike went to a dark place. But it's
we'll pray for Mike.
So the great thing about this platform is that we have been able to. He's been able to in his last couple months and share his light with so many people. So this is where the group that we did not know we would have, and Frank didn't know that he would have, and the way that I say it is, I didn't know that I would have never met Frank without COVID, and I'll never truly meet him in person because of COVID. So
yeah, you will.
I will. I'll meet him again. I will.
Oh yeah, you will.
Not on this planet. So with that, put your comments in the box, and this is our audience's moment to talk. Because we suck at it right now.
Chat amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic of discussion. It's just Frank. Really, honestly, just talk about Frank. He's amazing.
All right.
I need to talk like this for the rest of the show.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. KK, who gave us these candles. There's some, and a very fitting candle, might I add.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think Frank's laughing his ass
I
off.
think he's laughing at us for being sissies. That's what he's laughing at us for.
No, but he probably is. I'm going to read the candle though because it's pertinent. Were you going to do it, Russo?
Go for it. You got it.
Okay.
You gotta read it for voice.
So it's beautiful. It says there are some who bring a light so great to the world that even after they are gone, their light remains. Which it couldn't have hit the nail on the head any better. So thank you. And since Anthony's already mentioned who did it, KK, when I got this, I was a wreck. So congratulations. Turned me into a pile of goo. It was because it was just so sweet and so pertinent. And just the message was perfect for Dr. Frank because, and this candle is my reminder. It's right next to my mom's. Damn it. Thought I was going to make it.
Nope, probably not. All right, so we'll look at a couple other ones. Son of a bitch.
I saw that one.
Oh, sorry. I already started slacking. So where are we at? All right,
I
which one?
I want to comment on Phyllis's comment.
Oh,
all right,
what did
let's
she
see
do?
where it is. This one or a different one?
No, a different one.
Okay. God, this is hard. All right, this one?
Yes.
Okay.
So, why did Frank make it onto the show? Two things. Two very important things.
Yep.
A, Frank was actually funnier than the three of us.
And there was one person that would remind us of that. It was
I can say that. I can say that. And B, the meaner and nastier and the more acerbic his comments were, you just saw the sugar and the sweetness coming out of him. There's nothing mean about him. The meaner he is, the sweeter he is. He had to be on the show because the show started off with three assholes and we brought on a butterfly.
Oh my God!
4 assholes. You're forgetting about
three
that.
assholes and a butterfly. That's the new name of the show.
Matt's dead to me. Matt is dead to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
Frank could say anything at any time and make you feel okay about it. I don't know how he did it.
I thought the pipe was for looks. He's actually got some tobacco in there.
Yeah.
Or weed.
Yeah, maybe.
Or weed.
No,
all right, let me go. I'm trying to also get
not a stoner. I'm an alcoholic. It's tobacco.
We have lanes.
All right, Angela, who watches every single one of our shows. Frank was the sunshine on a really difficult day. There was no way to be with him and not love him. My prayers to Bernie and all those who are filling the loss with his smile. Rest in peace, sweet man. Thank you for sharing a moment of your life with us. This is a good one. Mike, this one's got you written all over it.
That's awesome. That's so great.
Hey, listen, man.
That's pretty awesome.
Speaking of somebody, we got mentioned. Bernie got mentioned a moment ago. Frank's husband, and I do want to give them a shout out.
Give me an idea who it was. There's a lot coming in, and I'm struggling with 87 things.
No, not a comment. I'm just giving a shout out to Bernie in general right now.
Okay.
I haven't been looking at the comments because I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah,
but just want to give some love and show some love to Bernie because as shitty as it is for us, doesn't compare. Does not compare.
No, it does not. It does not. And Bernie never came on, and whatever he's going through times 1,000, we cannot understand. We cannot. But anything we can do, we will do.
Yeah. Oh, we've been, Anthony and I have been texting him and Facebooking him, and Mike's been in touch with him pretty regularly. So Bernie is never going to, he's going to have to ask us to leave him alone. Because, no, and that's real because that's the Village Theater love that we not only had for Frank, but Bernie's an amazing person in his own right and can cook his ass off, by the way.
Hey,
but yeah. What? You need to eat Bernie's food, Michael.
Huh?
You need to eat Bernie's food. Gain a pound or 16.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd walk on my hands to Atlanta for Bernie, and I cannot walk on my hands, but I would do it for him.
Yep, I know you would.
The worst for me is that at the beginning of the pandemic, we were talking about meals, and when it was just about to hit, Frank called me up knowing I was still by myself, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you come over for dinner? Bring some good wine, and you, me, and Bernie can hang out." I'm like, "Listen, man," and this is when I thought it was going to last for a second, right? I was like, "Yeah. We'll just do it after." Yeah, come on.
February of 2022.
So I have to read this for you guys. So I again was the minister at Frank and Bernie's wedding, and just this is one little thing that I saw that came up. As the great Cher once said about husbands, they're like fires. They go out when they're unattended. So remember to always spend time with your BFF. Always mean I love you when you say I love you. And remember that men aren't necessities. They're luxuries. Thanks, Cher, again. So if you treat your man like a luxury, and the rest will take care of itself. And Bernie and Frank treated each other like that, and they loved each other. And that's, yeah. I love those guys.
Cash, you got a movie, dude?
Love that you have a cat lying on your back. And Cash, you've got you know what? We're gonna go through all the quotes real fast. Cash, I feel like right now we need some comic relief. So I think you had a joke.
Yeah, I got a joke, and I actually gotta get off here. I didn't know we were gonna be out for more than an hour. I'm sorry.
You know how we do.
Well, I know it's fine. First off, I just want to tell you guys that I love all of you, and I'm so glad that we all got brought together, man. And you guys are family to me, and I love you for real. I love Dr. Frank. I'm gonna remember him forever. He's right here, straight up, and right here because of some of the dirty jokes that he said. But I got a good one to leave you guys with. Nice little joke. What do you call a gay doctor?
What?
A doctor, you fucking homophobes. I'm outta here. I'll see you later, man. I love you guys.
Thanks, Cash.
Watch. You're a lot in the last clip, and our final clip of Frank. You're going to be in there a lot, so make sure you watch that later.
I will, man. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate you, Cash.
Later, Cash.
Love you, Cash.
All right, so let's go ahead and whip through these comments. And Chad, I have that picture. Do you want me to throw it up now or when we go through the comments?
You can't. Whenever you want to do it is cool. If it's easier to do it now, if you already have a show, like something planned for the end of the show, then throw it up now.
Oh, you know what? Well, that's fine. That'll be for the. I got what you meant. Never mind. Let's go through quotes.
This ahead of time.
Yeah, we knew it was going to fall off the rails. So let's really quick go through some.
It's really great that we got to run a show earlier today, and then another one, and then another one.
At least you got one.
Weird. I've got a mute button, and Mike can't talk anymore. All right.
It's so weird. You're getting sassy comments from the dude with a cat on his neck.
I know, right?
Hey.
I think the cat is grabbing for nipple. That's what's happening.
Ken is just jealous.
Stop.
Did you just bite in the cat? That's super weird. Okay, all right.
Oh.
Every time Chad cries,
he had to bring it in. He had to bring it in. There we go.
We went political. We went political.
Oh, Texas people, I tell you.
We all need to take a part of Frank within each of us. He can and will live with all that he's touched. We're gonna have. Let's have a Curtis. Let's have that sweet syrupy voice. You got this one.
You guys are the sweetest people. Oh, it's Kristen. I'm sorry. It's a little too low. You guys are the sweetest people. Had no idea how contagious his personality was. Wish I would have known all of you sooner. # be the change for Frank.
Mm-hmm. Watching the video brought me to tears. Huge loss. There's more. The last video is 10 minutes long, and it's really good, and that's how we're going to wrap, and we're almost there. Yeah. We would have never likely met you if it wasn't for COVID. Same. Pamela, let's have Chad if you got this one.
Yeah, Dr. Frank is laughing his ass off right now. True friends, I all are.
All right, Pamela.
Mike, you got this one.
Wow, it's got to be long. Frank was the sunshine on a really difficult day. There was no way to be with him and not love him. My prayers to Bernie and all those who are feeling the loss of his smile. Rest in peace, sweet man. Thank you for sharing a moment of your life with us.
Kenny, it's your turn. Nicole Dalrymple.
Oh, I love you guys. Rest in heaven, Dr. Frank.
I'm so glad that Mike got a long one because
Ken's getting a couple in a row. This is you, Kenny.
Dr. Frank made me laugh out loud many times. I'll miss him on the show.
Mm-hmm. This is a good one, Kenny.
During these down and out hard times in the world, tuning in to watch Biscuits and Gravy always made me smile. And many times Dr. Frank made me laugh out the most.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Yes.
Chad, this is you.
Absolutely. He taught us acceptance of each other as people. We need to do the same. That's absolutely what he was about. Yeah, man. I mean, you guys saw the clip earlier. That's kind of the overlying message today. And I will say one other thing that's not meant to be political. It was one of Dr. Frank's what turned out to be final wishes, and that is wear a mask, my friends, because we still ain't figured this damn thing out yet. I promised everybody that from the Village Theater and people who are close to Frank to reiterate that, because it's the real deal out there. I still see a ton of people. My wife and I just drove cross country, and there's still a lot of people that are not masking up, and this stuff is real. And we know that because it just took the best of us. It literally just took the best of us. Yes. Thank you.
All right.
By the way, I found out if you put this over a Yankee candle for like a week, it smells like a Yankee candle. It's amazing.
And yeah, it burns the house down too. All right,
Yankee.
Kenny, this one screams you.
You were all amazing to do a tribute like this for him. Kind of like a Dean Martin roast. That's fantastic. Except we didn't pick on him. We just told him how great he was because he picked on us. And the more he picked on us, the less it hurt. Because the meaner Frank was, the sweeter we understood him. He couldn't be mean. It's not in him.
No, he doesn't have a mean bone in his body.
Mean didn't work for him. We loved it.
To save the Village Theater, at one point, we were 13 people, and one guy wanted to do a show someplace else. Frank listened to this conversation for an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, he just stopped and goes, "Take your head out of your ass and stop being a child and be an adult. It is time to move on. We have to be adults now, okay? Are we done here? Are we done here? I love you all. I'll see you Sunday." By the way, if you want to honor Frank, get a sweet tea. Go to fucking not Moe's,
Chick-fil-A.
McDonald's?
Oh, God.
They have some serious.
No, not fucking McDonald's.
Okay, God. I feel like I just stabbed you in the neck with a fork.
But you would. He literally he would come in every time he did a show with a sweet tea in a 32 ounce, and he was like, "It's delicious," until I drink wine.
Oh my God. All right. I'm going to try to whip through these really fast. Great lead in. How do I follow that? Frank would say this is the least funny show ever.
You can go home, Jeff.
Such a great reminder to acknowledge Dr. Frank in our lives. Loved watching this. I've seen Frank on the show, but I've not seen Frank on the show, but I can feel his awesomeness. That actually is a perfect example of Frank. Literally, it's a show about him, and it still spreads his message. I'm going to flip through because I saw some good long ones at the end, and then we are going to say our final goodbyes and give a really – it's going to be a fun 10-minute video of his.
Why is it 10 minutes? You already put together so many videos.
He's funny. He's really funny, and it's got our message to him in there as well. Would you back off, Chad? You leave me alone. Stacy, okay, this is Chad's wife, by the way. Fun memory to lighten it up a little bit. Chad and I shared the stage with Frank in drag, as per usual. Every time he came on the stage, he stole the show. I was so surprised. We asked him to be in the role, but he slayed it. So good.
So did Chad dress up as a man?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So good.
I'm not believing that. That's all you, bro. That's your mama.
And he borrowed a dildo to have a penis.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right.
That's
so
too much.
Mom and I were together when we found out that Frank passed away, and we both struggled. I don't think I've ever cried for someone that I didn't know fully when he passed. I have an ability to see them before they go. I spoke to them the night before he passed, just begged him to stay because so many people loved him. That reminds me of something. And he wanted to. He understood that, but he was ready to go. While I was in this experience, I was sobbing. I've just never met anyone that I barely knew, that I just felt an inner desperation that I didn't want him to go. He had an energy that she kept talking. There was probably more to it. It's a longer post. But I will say I was It was the weirdest thing. I forgot to say this. When Frank got sick, I was so excited to show him all the people that had his back in this group. And I wanted to say that in the beginning. I totally forgot. The amount of people that had an outpouring, I was like, oh my God, look at what we've created so that we could have support for him. And I was excited to share it with Bernie. I kept sharing it and sharing. I'm like, Bernie, we got this. Look at all these people that care about your husband that barely got to know him. Yeah. And then even to the last night when Chad called me with the bad news that it wasn't looking good, the amount of videos that when I put something out there in shambles and Cash put something out there and had led everybody in a group prayer, to think somebody that didn't get to meet all these people, aside from the amazing things that he saw on his Facebook wall and all the people that actually you see he touched by Frank within a minute of knowing him. We had 10,000 people that were all praying for Frank at one time. And again, it goes back to what this year has done for us. It's ripped lives apart and then brought people together. And it sucks because I was so excited. I was so excited to share it with Frank and be like, look at all these people, Frank. Look at what you've done. And end of the day, it's still been done by Frank, whether these people are here or not.
Russo, did you know that in the vein of Frank being Frank, and I have to say this before we go, he had COVID for 2 weeks, and he was making us all feel better about it as an original cast. He was making jokes about it, and it's going to be okay, and everything's okay. And then he told us he had it. The same day he told us he had it, Chris Clabo, who's an original cast member, called Frank and go, hey, listen, I've tested positive for COVID. What do I do? When Frank was on his way to the hospital, and at the point where Frank had it for 2 weeks, all he was doing was telling Chris how to cope with what he was about to deal with and what was coming and how to handle it. This is literally a fucking human being that to the moment that he couldn't do something was doing something. And what I have said to people, if you want to honor Frank, if you want to really make sure that light never stops flickering, you have to do one little thing a day. Could be just being a smile, saying something funny, picking somebody up. But it's everybody on this podcast. It's everybody that's paying attention. If we all do one little thing, we will eventually pick up what we're missing. But Frank learned Spanish on the way to work to help people that were coming to his facility. Frank didn't think he knew it well enough, so he did emergent programs. This is a human being that went looking for better things to better himself, that ended up always bettering other people every time he did it. So if you want to do something, if you really want to do something, just do some little one thing. I was watching City Slickers to make me laugh. It's one thing. What's your one thing to make Frank remember Frank today? Buy somebody a coffee. Say thank you. One little thing. That's what I leave with you. He helped somebody on the way to his deathbed. So, yeah.
This will be the last comment that we show. Cindy said she's having a difficult day. Never watched y'all with Dr. Frank, but you gave me strength to be a better person because how you were able to speak about his great character. Thank you, and prayers for his loved ones. So this is what we're going to do from here. And Aaron, I believe, will come back up. We're going to all say some final words, and then we're going to let Frank take us out of the episode because that's the only way to do it. So Curtis, Aaron, you could bring yourself back up. Curtis and Aaron, go ahead and go first. Pick your time. And this is our goodbye on Biscuits and Gravy, Dr. Frank.
I keep it short. Love you, Frank. Couldn't have been a better Atlanta native in showing what it means to be, like I say, a true Southerner, of not fake being nice, not fake being polite, but you really meant it, and it just shows how he could change a heart. So I just hope everybody takes this, and I don't want to say try to be as good as Frank. Just be you, and just be a real person. Feel and understand that it's not just about you all the time. That's all I gotta say.
Aaron, thank you, Curtis.
I'm going to pick up on what Curtis said, and I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say everyone try to be as good as Dr. Frank, because
goals.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we want to do. When you meet Dr. Frank, it doesn't matter if you knew if he was gay or straight or whatever. You liked his energy and you wanted to be around him. And as a person, that's what we should be. That is exactly what we should be. No matter who we're around, we should be able to bring that kind of energy. It doesn't have to be big as Dr. Frank, but it's still that positive energy. It's still that flicker of light that moves you forward. That's what we should be. That's why we created these shows. That's why we do what we're doing, to make people happy, to give people hope in the darkness. That's why we have these candles, because it's a perfect representation of Dr. Frank, that no matter how dark things get, which they got dark for him, he was still there lighting the way for everyone around him. So like Curtis said, do the opposite. Be like Dr. Frank. Strive to be like fucking Dr. Frank or better. Dr. Frank, man. Cheers. Doc Lock. You set the bar.
Cheers. I think I still have a little bit left.
Well, we got a new T-shirt idea.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
To be the shirt. I'm going to start a whole line to be the chain shirts and say, be like fucking Dr. Frank. Okay. All right, guys. Guys, stay up here because we're all going to watch the last clip together. Mike, since you're not part of the Biscuits.
No, I get it.
You're next. You're next. Go ahead.
One, I'm honored to be here, and I'm sorry it took Frank's passing for me to be here. I honestly don't know what to say anymore. This is a man that was always honest with me, always cared for me, always was kind to me, always expected more out of me, always made me do more, always made me be better. And then I got to have beers with him. And I got to call him my friend. And I can't stop crying, and I can't cry because I got everything out of Frank. I got what you guys got. I got acting out of him. I got a friend. I got guidance. But I think I don't know. There was a moment that just stopped me in my tracks, which was Bernie saying to us, he felt like you were his kids. And I feel like that's the original cast. But then I am now close enough to him to know that it's not the cast. It's every human being he came into contact with, that he had a connection with, that had a connection back. And I mean that, like, there were people that hated gays. There were people that hate certain things. And Frank tried to change that hate. Mm-hmm. And then would go, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna go find somebody else who can help maybe you down the road. I got to see all that. And I was not going to cry. And I was excited about telling stories. And fuck you, Russo. And Al-Qaeda 1 to Al-Qaeda 2. And doctor visits. And California versus Colorado. And watching Frank and Mark Mooney sing Like a Prayer.
Oh, my God.
To see Frank sing to sing Frank sing in front of an audience, I'll meet my maker. I'll say, I have issue with you taking him at 52. I hope he says to me, Well, you lasted till X and you didn't do as much in 52. That's what I think. And I'll leave you with this. Frank was taken because Frank's journey had ended. You guys were the ending of his journey. I was a good portion of it, and I'm blessed. But Frank's journey ended. It's our job to keep Frank's light alive and do some little thing. So I babbled on, and I'll shut the fuck up. And
No, man.
Frank would go, put a goddamn pound on you, goddamn Nick.
At least we can take you seriously. Nobody, by looking
Love
at
you.
Anthony, can take him seriously at all with that mustache. and jacket.
I'm going to talk
It's the
about
mustache and the jacket. It's the jacket and then the bracelets with the fucking thing going around the neck. It's
You know what?
It's
It
one
actually is
step
reversible.
away.
It's
But
reversible.
Frank
if you're
would love
wondering.
it. I'll be completely honest.
Oh, I know he
Frank
would.
would actually.
Frank
Frank
would
would
love
love it. He would love it, and then he would also look at Chad and I and going, "Little disappointed. Great T-shirts, nice."
Shut up, dude. Straight up VT, baby.
Hey, listen,
All right.
I got BT on there too, but he'd still be like a great fucking bland T-shirt. A
I mean, I
great
got
bland
right now.
T-shirt.
Wait, I got VD too. I got VT.
You know you have
VT. Very different. My bad. Okay, I thought it was my bad.
Not entertained.
Keep it in your pants.
All right, Kenny, you're up, my friend.
You know what? I can't go on a diatribe because it was a short time, but it didn't take long to see what was special about Frank. He was a guest in the right column, and we had to put him on the show because he's funnier than us. And then he came on the show, and he was meaner and more acerbic than us, but yet at the same time, the outcome was sweeter. It was all love and fun and sweetness and hard work from him. And the teasing was immediately like an old friend. I mean, that's a hard trick. We have a lot of good friends that tease and can hurt your feelings. Frank could tease you and you thought you knew him for 100 years and he'd get in front of the crowd for you. So that was a really nice moment. It's a nice, goddamn you, Chad, for bringing him into our life. But
By the way, didn't you do something special today to honor Frank?
I did.
Really
I
nice.
did something special for Frank because the more I would dress up, he'd say, "Are you wearing pants?" And so tonight I got the most dressed up, and the answer is, Frank, no, I'm not wearing pants. That's boxer shorts, and that's for you. And I don't often embarrass myself.
No, Michael.
No,
Michael.
No.
They don't even fit anymore. They're gonna fall off.
So as I said in something else, this is ridiculous, and I don't like to be truly mean, but I'm going to be for a half a second. There are thousands of people in my own life, in my own world, that should leave before you do. Apologies. But it didn't work out that way. So, maybe I'll go the other direction, but hopefully I will see you upstairs. And maybe in relativity times, it's not that long. I have no idea what Bernie's going to do without your crazy, kooky life to share. And maybe we all have to visit him every year and drive him crazy. But you're a gift. You're a gift in a dark, dark, dark time. And hopefully you're making people laugh. And you're, as I said earlier, you're being inappropriate. I hold you to that standard.
You actually haven't said it yet. That'll be in the final video.
Yeah.
Chad, if you don't know this, I'm going to make you go last. So,
okay.
Yep. Thank you, Ken. First off, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Phenomenon. This is a movie show. There's a celebration of the character, and I almost feel like his name was Frank now that I think about it. I can't remember. John Travolta's character, and they hold something every year as a tribute to him. And Bernie, if you ever want to throw a yearly party for Frank, there is not a ticket I would not buy for that.
Here. I'll be right there with you, brother. And I think the rest of us would be too. You know what? We can all carpool in a ridiculously tricked out Toyota Sienna.
Or we could go in Mom's RV. We can go in her new van, which,
by the way, is
named Frank Lockwood. She named her because she wanted him to constantly be looking. Your cat is killing me, Mike. I love it.
Anthony, I'm gonna say that there's a new thing that we could sell at Gucci and Louis. It's called a pussy scarf.
Yes, I think so too. I agree.
I mean, come on.
Is that like anything like a merkin?
It's not a pussy scarf. It's actually known in other countries as a Lockwood. Name it after him. There we go. So I want to thank Bernie for letting us do this show.
I missed all that. I missed everything after pussy scarf because I had a.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I got. Yeah. That's right. He's out of his prepaid internet because we're on a budget now. So
is that like a disposable phone from Law and Order?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, Frank paid for my bills, so now you're seeing how I get through life. All right, so fuck off.
Yeah. His current service provided by Jitterbug.
All women are going, well, we know why he's single. All right, so
I've totally been putting the pussy on the wrong side. If that's how it's supposed to be worn. I've been doing it all wrong.
The mouth goes to the right side.
Okay, there it is.
Oh my God! All right.
All right. This is a Frank show.
All right.
This is a Frank show.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Yep. Now we're at least laughing.
Oh gosh.
Anything that you didn't think
I'm
about
muting myself.
Anything that you didn't think about your legacy, Frank, is what you didn't know about your legacy is it spread so far beyond you, and the word that keeps getting reminded to me, and it makes me think of Frank, is the ripple effect and your little touch. And people even said it after you passed away. I had a phone call, and I'm going to try to make this short. I had a weird message come in right the minute that Chad called me. I had a message come to my email that was that was a text message. It doesn't make any sense. I look up the number. It actually sent me to a wrong number of somebody I haven't spoken to in years. And it turns out that she was getting more into spirituality, and I hadn't spoken with her in 4 years. She messaged me back and she said, "What's going on? Are you all right?" And I said, "Rough day, really, really rough day." She goes, "Call me." I haven't spoken to her in 4 years. And
ex-girlfriend?
No, not an ex-girlfriend. It was like we were.
It is now.
No. It's like we were supposed to talk. It's like she knew exactly what to say in that moment, and she talked about these different dimensions and spirituality and how people. I know it can get a little weird, but she literally talked about the fact that there's this ripple effect left on this planet because she was having trouble going through a death in her life as a medical professional. She was having trouble going through a death, and she's like, "I deal with death every day, but when it affects you, there's a different touch." And how do you answer that? And when it also is a life taken too short, it creates difficulty. And ultimately, you have to realize the ripple that he put in the water for all of us continues to expand. So, Frank, I thank you so much for having those moments. And I have not been affected by a death of almost anyone in my life. And I've only known you for 3 months. And I've known you at the end, and we know each other at different parts of life. I've known people for years that when they passed away, I was like, oh, that's sad. But we knew you in this moment. And in this moment, you were, in this weird year, you were our world. This was our world. You were every bit of the last 2 months of our lives. And I'm gonna dissent like Ruth Bader Ginsburg compared to what everybody else said. And I'm gonna use a line from Frank. I think I'm gonna try to look at the positive of him passing way too young and realize that all of us, and now I'm going to go with Aaron, need to be like Frank. This is to not let this be a vain situation and a negative. Your impact, Frank, will ripple. It will ripple in me and hopefully everybody that has gotten to see you and be blessed by you. And I thank you so much for letting me even do your lists, which we'll see one of those in the last video where I got to be like Frank and do your list. You are a brilliant man, and this is my goodbye. I'm sure talk to you at night, different points, and I will see you again, my friend. And I am a better human forever for getting to know you.
That's what it's. We're finding a recurring theme here, and it's that Dr. Frank made us better. And Aaron hit it on the head. While we were with him, he made us better. Now that he's not, but we'll see him again. We need to remember what it was that made him so great so that we can take a little bit of that. And so I'm trying to make these happy tears because imagine how cool heaven's going to be, right? Because it just got 40,000 times cooler because now we can look forward to Dr. Frank being up there. I've never been this excited about heaven before in my entire life. I'll be honest with you. But he just made us better, guys. And that's why you see so many people logging on with their amazing comments. That's why you see little angels doing stuff like this. My wife's she's across the room crying because while it was me who got to perform with him on a regular basis, Stacy was friends with Frank and Bernie as well, and she's part of the Village Theater extension. And we got a lot of people that aren't on today that I want to just recognize, and that's Mike and I's buddies from the Village Theater. There's a dozen people and then some. Not even, we talked about Bernie earlier, his amazing husband, but there's people sitting at home right now. If they're, whether they're watching this or not, they're missing Dr. Frank, but they've all been touched by him, and he had such a profound effect on all of us that it really is what you guys already said. We have to stay positive and take a little bit every day, just like Mike said, and try and make a positive difference. And to Anthony's credit, we give him a hard time, but God bless him, because without Be the Change, none of us would be here right now. And Frank donated money to Be the Change, to help people, and that's what Anthony's been doing, is to try and be positive. So Anthony, good on you. The rest of us can take that note and run with it. God knows I could do a little bit better. So if you feel like you're the same, then by God, do it. Let's do it.
Bernie is watching, which I hoped for. So Bernie, thank you.
Hey, Bern.
Hey, Bernie.
Hey, Bernie. I'm
We like Frank. We had the 90s. We had the 90s, but now we have the 2020s. Be like Frank.
Be like Frank. I look forward to meeting you in person one day, Bernie.
Oh yeah.
And with this said, I think it's time to let Frank take us out. So
let's
is
do it.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah. Love you, Frank. See you soon. Well, no, don't say see you soon. See you at some point.
Frank, Godspeed. And you're going to have to sit through this one. I cut a lot of clips just to be referenced, but here we go. Frank, you're going to be missed. Love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
Moving over to everybody's favorite, Dr. Frank.
Yay! I'm going to do an impression of last week's folks, too. Gosh, that Dr. Frank's so funny.
He is, that's true.
La 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 la. It's got more surprises than R. Kelly's birthday parties, but that's all right. I love this one. The angel, perfect actress Jennifer Garner received a Golden Globe for what television series?
Orange is the New Black.
And excited. Because I was discussing mahjong strategies with Kelly Pickler and the Dalai Lama, and we were all invited. We all said, "Let's just see what's on Netflix." And Colin Sit on My Face Farrell, I love him. And then golly, oh my gosh, it's a man buffet is what it is.
Oh my God!
Oh yes, Dr. Frank.
You can see his wiener in all the right moves.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, why don't you just scratch my rhombus, you dick?
Talking about
really? Well, why don't you straight up eat my parallelogram, son?
My octagon gets insulted when you say that.
Yeah. At least I don't hang out with pentagrams and worship them.
Who's Ken calling?
Anybody with sense.
What's a stylish BJ? What does that even mean?
That means no cheese.
Okay, all right.
I think after we introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Frank.
Oh my God! I want to say thank you for letting me come back. For God's sakes, I feel like Heather Locklear in any TV show she's been on. I'm like a special guest star, and I love it.
Yes.
So thank you for having me, and I am ready to rumble on this Denzel Washington stuff.
Ready?
I knew that was going to happen.
It is stellar, it's sensational, and what could be more poignant and germane to what's going on? Are you serious right now, Doctor?
Oh God, it's so Well, this was interesting because it just so happened that Dame Maggie Smith and I were playing Cards Against Humanity with Joy Behar, and this topic.
It's Lockwood, it looks like. Nope,
not my brother got it.
Oh, that's cheating. You guys are blood related. He can't win. Just kidding. All right, Chris, you got it.
I used to carry him around like a sack of potatoes on the side of my arm. I'd take him over wherever I was supposed to go in my 1978 Monza. Yeah,
Wow.
seat in the back. Yeah.
Should I see it?
Still love Mother Russo.
It's hashtag Shamama, baby. It's straight up hashtag Shamama. That's all it is.
All right, next movie question. Not a question. This is
nude. You were nude sunbathing. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes, with the whole cast of cats. It was wonderful. Arrgh, it's time to have the intercourse.
Nation, I will be doing Dr. Frank in just a not doing. I will be doing Preston as Dr.
Yes, Dr. Frank is excited about that. Except he really wanted it to be Matt.
That's true. He said, I may throw a zinger or two in there. Just a quote here. Just quote me in. So number one, we got Training Day. These two men are so sexy. I want to spread them like jam on a cracker and lick off the leftover.
Oh man.
Number four, Equalizer. Oh yes, Denzel, shoot me.
Were these first drafts, Frank? Were these all first drafts?
Yes, they came like this. I was like, oh my God.
Speaking of came like this, Inside Man.
Oh.
Number five, number eight, which by the way is my personal favorite, Courage Under Fire, or as I like to call it, Meg Ryan's last movie before she let a plastic surgeon turn her face into a tribute for the Cubist movement. And last but not least,
it's my favorite.
Also one of my favorites, 10, Devil in a Blue Dress. Jennifer and Denzel have so much heat, my underwear turned into just a waistband. And scene.
Oh God!
Well written.
Oh my God!
In the bottom right, I feel like Jim J. Bullock to block, but golden eye found his weakness.
Oh my God!
Golden eye.
Oh, this is the rest of the show now. Keep going.
Yeah.
Dr. Frank, what have you been watching?
Oh my God! I mean, can't wait for you to ask. I can't wait. So I've got a little thing here. I call it lock it or drop it because of Dr. Lockwood or whatever.
Because you guys are out of this world.
Oh man! If you didn't say it, we were going to.
Mike,
Mike said we were going to.
I thought he was going to say there's going to be an alien coming out of my tummy, but then no. I'm going to send Cash a small card. But from Hallmark.
You're touching my heart right now too. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get
That's all right. Let the emotions fly. It's hard times right now. Is Deadwood the story of the development of Viagra?
Okay, there it is.
I'm sorry.
That's it. And see.
Hey, Dr. Frank, stopping by to share a few words about you. And those words aren't going to be somber and melancholy. They're going to be upbeat because this is a celebration of you, and that's exactly how you were. You were always so upbeat and energized and filled with vigor. And thank you so much for everything that you did for everyone else and for being you. You truly will be missed.
Dr. Frank, you will be missed. You're already being missed. Thank you for being my friend and making fun of me on the Biscuits and Gravy shows and every other show we did. But thank you for being who you were with that heart that you had. Thank you, Dr. Frank.
Dr. Frank, I only got to know you for a small amount of time. But in that time, man, you brought me a lot of smiles, a lot of laughter, and I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to know you, man. Straight up, I wish we had more time together, but we will have all of eternity. So until then, brother, rest in heaven. Save a spot for us. Love you.
Dr. Frank, I am so glad that Biscuits and Gravy brought you into my life, and I wish it had happened 40 years ago. Your yes and approach to life was a wonderful thing to behold, and you are a light extinguished far too soon, and I love you.
Hi, Frank. Kenny here. We should have started this tomfoolery many years ago, but it has been an absolute blessing to be able to do it for just a few short weeks. And if what they say is true, the time goes on forever, we will see you in a relatively short time. So please, until then, keep it inappropriate and sassy up there. And since we never worked without this in the past, we're not going to start now. Cheers, Frankie. I love you, pal.
Frank, in these very, very short months that you got to be a part of my life with Biscuits and Gravy, you brought joy, compassion, sense of humor, laughter, all of the above. You truly were one of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life in a very short period of time, and you will be greatly missed. See you again, Frank.
Frank, my brother, this is not goodbye. This is I will see you again. But until we meet again, your light, your humor, your entire person will be sorely, sorely missed. I love you, buddy.
I am Dr. Frank. My friends call me Dr. Frank. Please, everybody here call me Dr. Frank because you're all my friends. And on the idea of be the change, it's so funny that today, of all days, I got a phone call from a neighbor of a patient of mine who found my phone number because it was written on the back of a card. I gave this patient my phone number. But anyway, it terribly affected me in a negative sense at first, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to change this over into a positive. I was getting ready for Be the Change, and I've donated a gift to Be the Change so that things can be better for somebody else. I'm paying it for it.
Take that, Ron.
Balls big kisses, mwah, to all of you.
He had the meat sweats. So there it is.
Is that what they call it in the straight world? I love that. I like you more.
Mom, mommy,
Oh my God.
Love this.
I mean, seriously, I was licking some dipping dots off of Christy Keegan's chest, and we were talking about this. And how about you had me at sexually fluid? All right? How about that? All right?
Ow. 14 to 13.
That's the power of the
15.
Yes.
That
oily, wonderful volleyball game, I felt like I needed to have my HPV series all over again. So when you lay down, you are physiologically taller, Cash. You are completely correct about that.
Mm-hmm. Got to watch, make sure the ceiling fan's off.
That's right. Oh, ow!
I think he's talking about his pee-pee. Okay.
Oh my God! Someone's gonna get their schmeckle schmecked. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull a Ruth Bader Ginsburg on this one, and I'm going to dissent.
Collateral. I'll have a scoop of cruise with a Fox chopper. Check.
I just spit on my computer screen. I'm so sorry.
Yay! I made Cash laugh. I love it. I'll take a hoe.
Woo! Frank, I'll be your guest anytime, my brother. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I feel it. I feel it. Oh, go on. Give on work. Let's talk about race relations. No. But keep watching and stay tuned because there's so many great things here.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we
be friends?
Why can't we be friends?
No, keep singing. You're still on. That's how we're going to go out.
Friends. Yeah, we are.
All right, hold on. Let's do the exit. Let's do the exit right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you...
Wait. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, no? Don't leave yet?
No.
Now wait a minute. I feel
yeah.
All right. I got my brothers. It feels so good to me. You know you make me want to jump.
Hands up and
go.
Hey. And I love you guys. Big kisses. Mwah.